Alright, welcome back to not Fox's Ghetto Prison. I had a question from... What do I got here? Reject all. I'm not even gonna take the food, because this particular base has like 3 million food, so I don't... It's all it's doing is gunking up my food storage over here. Anyway, so I had a question from Anyways, I had a question from Brian Menard who asked, how do I keep track of everything? You know, how do I do all these things? And the answer is this file is my prototyping file. And so here's the system that I've been prototyping. This is a Meteor defense system. And the first step was just to completely block off all the meteors. And right now, this is the prototype right here. This is a solar panel, and it's using the, you probably know how solar panels work. It's using the light from the sun to generate electricity. And that's it. It doesn't create any waste products or anything. But there's a trick. There's an issue. Obviously you gotta protect it from meteors, but the other problem is that this thing overheats at the very low temperature of 167 degrees. Like, that's a very low overheat temperature. So this 590 degree regolith, if it fell down on top of it, even if I removed it by drilling it away, it would destroy this thing. And this thing's made out of glass, and glass is kind of annoying to make. It basically you want to protect it, so you put some tiles above it. But as you can see, if we go back to the light view, this tile here is blocking the light. That's blocking the light. So we can't just put any tile here. We have to put window tiles, because window tiles act as a physical platform, but they allow light to go through them. And I built these out of diamond because there's a lot of diamond at the bottom of the map, and it's just way easier to get. It's way easier to use the diamond. And so I'm prototyping this idea where I'm gonna like put these and just panel up the entire area, except where our rockets are going to be. The rockets are going to be wherever the deepest part, because the rockets actually get pretty tall, and I can't build in this hash-marked area. So I got to find an area like right here. I could probably build a rocket. The only reason I wouldn't like this is because how far away it is from the area that we're entering from. But right down here, I could also kind of shave downwards a bit. I didn't want to destroy too much of this just because this is a great natural barrier to the heat. But, so the idea is that I believe I'm going to move this up to here. And because what I want to do is I want to have an area... Okay, so we'll have a layer of the windows to catch the regolith, and also allow the solar panels to get electricity, or solar light. But then we need an opaque panel, we need an area that the light can't pass through so that our duplicates don't get sunburned. Yes, they'll have to come up and clean it up periodically. I was thinking about using auto miners, but auto miners, I couldn't find a good way to employ them without blocking too much of the sunlight, so the dupes will just have to periodically come in and sweep away the regolith that falls down. But, yeah, and the reason this is here is because I could just open this up, and then any regolith that piles up there will just fall down to here. Just like that. So that's the reason that is there. And like I said, there'll have to be some room for the rockets to lift off as well, but this is kind of my prototype for a very long term. Over here, we're actually refining oxalite in order to use the more advanced fuel thrusters. And then another thing I'm working on is, so you know, I've got here's my maintenance pathway. This is this one's a lot more beautiful. Beautiful in the sense that this tube is basically cutting off the bad decor bonus, the decor penalties from going through. But what I'm gonna do is, because every one of these things use up 120 watts, I'm gonna need basically a horizontal version of it. So right here you can kind of see me already building the beginning of it, but there's going to be this horizontal pathway that's gonna let me feed up into here to power all of these and any other electronics, while at the same time splitting off the the electrical burden. And also, all of these are going to get connected through heavy watt wires. All of these are going to get connected into the network so that they can feed the light that they're farming. And as you can see, I chose the tallest height of the what do you call it? The Gravitas building. I figured out what the problem with the Gravitas building was, so right now there's a vacuum in here, so it doesn't have really much temperature at all. The issue is that the regolith piling on the obsidian was transferring its heat into the obsidian exterior, and then the obsidian exterior was heating up to, like, right now you can see the obsidian is like 300 and something degrees. Well, this really hot exterior was heating up the gas inside, and then the gas was obviously heating up. So right now, that's not an issue. Like, the drywall is 68 degrees, because I haven't actually entered into it. If I did want to go in there, one, I'd want to make sure it's still vacuum, and then I'd want to basically remove all of this, because of how hot it is, and replace it with this stuff here, insulated tile. And then you could allow oxygen to enter in, and then you could actually use the building if you wanted. But my plan is basically just to raise this up a little bit and just have plenty of access. And then, like I said, we can build our rockets in these deeper portions. Because, like I said, the rockets, they do actually get pretty tall. But yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I keep things organized. So let's head on over to the ghetto prison. That is the design I'm going to be working towards, though. Not immediately. So the first thing I'm probably going to do is we're going to look at our rocket situation, but we're also going to look at our steel situation, because in order to build that kind of system, we're going to need a lot of steel. I mean, we're going to need a ton of steel. Lots and lots and lots. Each one of those bunker doorways are 500 steel each. I mean, I'll probably do a lot of it off camera, just kind of farm the crap out of some steel and just have it, like, build the... Because, like, once you get the steel going, it's not too bad, but it can be a bit of a pain to get that steel in the beginning. But, I mean, I don't know how much I want to, just because, like, that other save file, the base is so much better, just because I've been applying what I've learned in this one to that one, and I'm not afraid to delete that save file. I'll just, if I don't like it, I just dump it, start over, do things even better each time. And that's the, so it's like, I don't know how much effort I want to invest into this, aside from just kind of getting to the very end, breaching the temporal portal and whatnot, but at the same time, breaching the temporal gate portal thing, that's going to take a pretty long time in and of itself, because we have to get up to the hydrogen rockets, and that means getting a lot of these other little miscellaneous materials, so I might wind up doing that anyways, going for the full solar panel system. But wow, it's taking a while to load. What is going on here? Okay, here we go. Go ahead and wake the game up. Okay, so step one, let's see what's going on in the surface. When does our rocket come home? That's the first thing I want to know. So it comes home in basically another day. So we will reconfigure the rocket again, because... So we sent it back here to research these 4, then we're going to reconfigure it to have 5 research stations, and then we'll send it to this one, because we want to get as many of the different researches as possible. The scans will also reveal what these, like, hidden resources are. So this one also has 2 hidden resources. And that's, and then of course, it also gives us the data that we need. So that will be... And then after that, we could also, even though we'll upgrade to petroleum rockets, that doesn't mean we won't continue using the steam rocket for the close range stuff. I don't know what that's doing there. Let's go ahead and sweep that up. But let's get started. Star map. Looks like I need to assign a new target. So let's just continue scanning right up. So one of the things I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to assign a point to just climb up to the surface on. Where do I want to climb up at? We could just go right here, because this is already built mostly. And it needs to be about 3 panels. For safety, that's fine. So let's speed the game up. Let's see what's going on down here. Oh yeah, we need to start refining a lot of steel. So what are we being held back by? Of course it's that stuff, so let's get 10 of these queued up. I might move the rock crusher over as well. Or, although I think we designed our rock crusher to... Yeah, our rock crusher is designed to bring the lime over here. So that's fine. Another thing I'm going to do is, I didn't show it in the other save file, but I also prototyped a heat shield. And I think I'm going to start building the heat shield as well. So let's start building the heat shield, like, right along here. The heat shield is pretty simple. We're basically just going to build insulated tiles across the entire base and just lock all... basically, we want to cool down the base. The problem is that the gases are able to transfer from one area to the other, and that means the gases, they have a lot of mass. And the other problem is that because they have a lot of mass, it means they are easily able to equalize their temperature, and it's going to equalize to a pretty high temperature. And so the way we're going to prevent this is by... One, we're going to seal the base off. And I'm going to stop at this abyssalite, because this abyssalite is already a perfect insulator. So I'll probably start up again over here. And we're just gonna kind of like follow the base, the contour of the base, basically, more or less. And then we'll probably just go straight up from here. And then we'll stop at the abyssalite again. We'll remove all of this. We're just going to remove all of this. I can keep the chlorine in here. Like, where possible, I will avoid letting the chlorine seep in just because it'll be annoying. Like, right now, we're kind of doing this is going to be kind of a cleanup episode, in addition to just waiting for the rocket to return. So over here, this is all already done. All of this here is fine, because this is all abyssalite. We will cut away that abyssalite. Over here, on the other hand, it's not fine, so let's go ahead and... like this. And once again, we have abyssalite here, so we'll just continue like that. I'll leave an opening there so we can clean that. I'll leave an opening here as well. Leave that there. I want to leave this area so that we can continue building them in the same pattern. Just like that, all the way up top. What is happening here? Oh, the fire pole was destroyed by a meteor, I see. Okay, obviously that's a problem, so let's go ahead and fix that. It really helps, though, because the meteors become just such a constant nuisance. They're like, it does become worth it to invest in a way to just get rid of them for good. I want the buddy buds in here, just because they reduce stress. What's happening here? These are pretty hot over here, so I'm going to use the Joya seeds, just because it's almost 90 degrees there. Somebody made a mess. Why are you here? Why are you even in this room? I don't understand what you're doing here. Now you're gonna clean up your, like, freezing piss. Which it actually just froze over there. It literally just froze over there. What are you doing here? Are you on break or something? No, Matthew's on break. Return him to Schedule 4. Move to Schedule 3. Too many people in the same area right now. Move you to 2. Okay, that's fine. What is his... Does he have no objectives? Okay, you're gonna need to do this in order to actually get to those areas. Okay, so he just needed orders, that's what it was. And he just chose to hang out in, like, the area that's, like, 20 degrees. And, of course, we'll have to build it on the other side as well. So we'll build one right there. This is fine. So all of this needs to be shielded. If it's not made out of igneous rock, I will also wind up replacing it on the exterior. I can just drag over the whole thing, that's not a big deal. The reason we're using igneous rock is simply because it's the most resistant to temperature change. So this is a really important one here. This water is really hot. So we need to make sure that we're not getting any temperature infiltration. Or minimize it as much as possible. Right up to the abyssalite. Remove this stuff. Add in some of these as scaffolding. And we can always just delete them later on. Let's see if the rocket has made it back. It has. And we've got a ton of data. Oh, we need to extend the gantry so that he can get out. There you go. Very good, Joseph Bailey. Let's also remove that. Because we're gonna add another research module on. And I also need to begin pumping steam into it again. So let's go ahead and start refueling the rocket. There should still be a ton of steam in there just because water turns into a lot of steam. Once it turns into steam, like there's actually a ton of it turns into quite a bit of steam. So already good. Looks like it's wigging out a little bit. So there was a new update in the game. They added a bunch of new recreational activities. They also changed the way some of the so like all duplicants have a stress reaction, but now they made it so that duplicants can have like a positive reaction as well. It's like I'm gonna need to move this over so that there's more room for people to eat. Like there's people who don't have room at the dining table. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I'd have to start a new save file to implement the new changes. Like there's it would probably be under furniture. Oh no, here they are. The soda fountain creates water soda for... Oh, so now there's another use for carbon dioxide. Interesting. Let's look at them all. Furniture. Okay, so we have a sun lamp, which basically lets people get a tan because it's got like sunlight levels of lux. They're referring to how luminant something is. There's a hot tub, which you actually have to pipe steam into the hot tub, I think. No, sauna. The sauna, you have to pipe steam in it in order... Oh, it's because he couldn't get off, or he couldn't get away. Why can't you... Do you not have the ability to... Oh, I see. You can't climb up here. Why was he freaking out about the temperature? Always something with these duplicants. Anyways, I believe they should have removed the command capsule from the... Good. So now we need to add in another one of these. Let's build it on 8. As you can see, the rocket is able to handle the impacts a lot better than other things. Like, the rocket is it's pretty tough. That doesn't mean that I'm enjoying these constant meteors falling down. Like, that's definitely not the case. Let's extend the gantry so that they can actually get in there. We also need to kind of clean this area up. The gantry is also going to get removed since it's going to need to be a little bit higher. Yeah, so the new update has glitched things out. People aren't using all of their animations. But I'm sure they'll fix it, because, like, the people at Clay are pretty good. They're really good at... Someone is burning because he's inside. Okay, he's feeding those. That's fine. That's fine. Fortunately, we've got such a huge workforce that it's not too hard to... So the way we're going to seal this off without letting the chlorine in is like this. We're going to build that there first. Let me also... Okay, we're building on 8s right now. That's fine. So we can't get to that, apparently. Make these 9s so that they remove these pinch of pepper nuts. Okay, apparently we need to remove these balm lilies as well. Let's turn that to a 9. Plants are annoying because sometimes you can't tell. Like this plant over here is kind of like disguised. As you can see, it's just kind of hidden in there, so it would be easy to not realize that it's actually a plant blocking your construction. Might leave those pinch of pepper nuts there. I'll build a ladder right there so they can get on. Yeah, let's see if they've built the rocket component yet, and they have not. Unreachable build. I probably need to build some of these here. Oh, I see the problem. They can't climb up. They don't have access. Why don't they have access? What is stopping them? Oh, this is entombed. Okay. Okay, so basically they couldn't use the transit tube. Now they should be able to do it. Now they could. Now none of those should be. Okay, yeah. Now it's lit up, so it's no longer a an off-limits build. Oh, solid fuel combustion is done. Yeah, we need to get this one. This allows us... We need to at least get this. This one can wait. After I complete hydrocarbon combustion, then I'll probably go to unique cargo and then do cryofuel combustion last. Okay, let's see. Is my... We're out of iron? Really? We're out of regular iron. No, we're not. Oh, we're out of refined iron. We are? What are you eating? Oh, you're eating gold amalgam? Stop eating gold amalgam. And start eating iron specifically. Good. There. How much regular iron do I have? We have 50 tons of iron. You guys need to, like, put some iron in here. Copy these in just to give those an assignment. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got the 5th one. Go ahead and remove the gantry. And that means we can remove the system that was associated with it. Make all these 9s. Well, 9s. 9s, not emergencies. And then we can go ahead and pop this on. Oops. Just like that. Where is it? The gantry is going to be right here. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Don't destroy these, actually. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was the whole point of us getting up here anyways. So let's move the wire upwards. And then we will automate it. Where is automation wire? Like so. Let's make all these 9s. So then what we're going to do is... I want this to be basically 3 downwards, so then we're just going to build left, and then we're going to build right, and then we'll start just constructing the shielding. Oh, God. Fortunately, it's just the ladder. Not a big deal. What did we get? Reject all. I don't know who I need right now. Everyone is like... They're all just like frozen. It looks really strange, to say the least. You all right there, buddy? It's like it's like a ghost is like playing a game of basketball with a pufferfish. That's so silly looking. Yeah, our dupes have a ton of work to do. They'll eventually get through it, though. They always do. Let's continue shielding the base. Oh, actually, the shield is nearly done, to be honest. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this would be the next floor. This stuff here is just... It's just there. Not important. Oh yeah, all of this has to go as well. Probably should build a ladder nearby. Whatever, I'm not going to be picky. I'm just going to have them go across like that. And yeah, this is what you can do to try to fight back against just the constant encroachment of heat in the base. Oh, we can't do that, actually. Because there won't be any room to get around that. Let's just go like this. Right up here. And this is fine. This cold area is fine. We don't need to shield the... Well, it's good if the cold area is seeping in for the most part. And yeah, after that, I believe we will block out all of the hostile heat. We will be trapping the heat that we're generating in the base, but that's something that we can deal with. Because what you could do is, then we could just start planting a ton of Weezeworts everywhere, and just start, like, having them eat up the heat in the base. Like, maintaining the... Oh, this is an area we need to shield against. I could just build it like this temporarily. And just leave that as an opening. Since there's like an organic wall here, I can also just do this to panel up that without worrying about the water spilling out. Just like that. I'm guessing we're out of data. Yeah, we're out of data. Let's return to the rocket in the meantime. Now, even though we assigned all those orders, I can always simply... Very nice. How's the fuel looking? The pipe is blocked? Oh no, it's entombed. Okay, so this one is bugged out, which is really annoying. Okay, so the only way to... We'll have to deconstruct this. That broke somehow. It must have overheated. Broken from overheating. What caused that? So now that that's gone, how did this overheat? I don't know what would have... It might have been actually the liftoff of the steam rocket. That's a possibility as well. Repair this, please. And that. And also get this crap out of the base. I don't want anyone assigned at the moment. Our next target will be over here, though. Oh gosh, all this stuff is covered as well. Make a priority 9 dig. Okay, good. It could have been those shovels, too. They may have barfed up a block there. That's annoying. We're not even close to the storage, even though a lot of time has passed because I didn't realize that we had that problem. Oh, this thing's called the Adaptable Virgo. We'll change that. The name of this rocket, because it's a research rocket, we're going to call it the Inquisitive Phallus. There we go. That's the name of the rocket. I think it's a very poetic name, personally. But we don't need the gantry extended right now, so let's just move that. How are things doing back over here? Lots of work tasks. Somebody has sunburn. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, are we getting our... Are these guys... Okay, I'm gonna do this and make this like a priority, like, now. Like, if you guys do not start bringing iron ore here, I'm gonna start getting upset. We need to start getting this iron ore refined by my stone hatchet, or my smooth hatches. Building overheated, security door. Oh yeah, it's just that thing. I hate how that thing is considered one of my buildings. It distracts me quite a bit. This, like, power room kind of stinks. I need to find a I need to get a, where is it? Stations? I could probably fit it in right there, actually. And we could just... Yeah, we could sacrifice a generator. Make it a 9. And then we can just put another one of these in here. Because, I mean, that's going to bump up the 800 watts. It'll bump it up to, like, 1200 watts. That's, like, super worth it. Yeah, gold is fine. We will need to... This actually will need to become a room, however. Which means... We'll have to do it like this. We'll have to use a heavy watt join plate. Remove that. Add a heavy watt join plate in. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. It doesn't have to be... It's going to be ghetto, but it doesn't have to be that ghetto. So what we can do is... this. And then we can just have a door in. I will put in just a normal everyday door. There we go. And cancel that. There. So now, oh, this also has to go. Deconstruct. We need to be able to get down there, though, so we'll just build another normal door here. The reason this has to be a room is it says right here, outside a power plant. Once this becomes a room, it will officially become considered a power plant. Copy the settings over here. There we go. The other reason why this is really good is, so, if we supercharge these up, not only will they give us more power, but it's going to conserve our natural gas as well, because they're basically not going to use as much natural gas because they're all 50% more effective, so it's going to conserve our... What am I yellow alert on? Oh, yeah. I think this is a 9. This thing is sweeping the crap out of that stuff, but the important thing is now those guys have their food. Back to the rocket. How are we doing on fuel? Almost there. Let's see how far this would take us. Somebody made a mess. Our thrust is almost there, actually. Maybe I can lower it to 550. Who made a mess? And why? Okay, you apparently made a mess because... Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to clean it up. Before I let you out, you sponge up all of that pee and poop. All of it. I don't care if it's in your shoes. Okay, now I'll let you out. Stupid duplicates, I swear. Okay, we don't need to be in such a high priority anymore. Go back to, like, 7. I mean, they're doing my bidding, but sometimes they're just really... I really wish I could destroy... There is a mod that lets you destroy them, but I don't like to use mods. I know some people are big mod enthusiasts, but I tend to not use mods. I like to play the game in their kind of vanilla state. We could be using these Wheeze boards, so I'm going to have them deconstruct those. Oh, I forgot all about that. How are you doing on our star map? Okay, so this thing's almost done, 85%. Let's check, now it's probably piped in enough fuel. Okay, so our total thrust is available, but there's also the weight of the rocket. So the weight of the rocket is reducing our effectiveness, so we actually do need to pipe some more fuel in, even though we did reach it. So let's go up to 650. Let's add another 100 kilograms in. I don't want any of these. How are we doing on reed fiber? We're up to 56, so we're going to continue using them. Although, as you can see, we're actually running low on both sources of water. I mean, there's a ton of water around, though. We could easily just move more water. Like, that's not a big deal. Like, we've got water over here that we could... I mean, that's hot water. I don't want to mess around with that too much. But there's a lot of polluted water that we just need to consolidate it and then pump it in. Okay, this is considered the... Okay, they're upgrading them, but it just takes a while. I might need more operators. Because only people who are operators are capable of tuning up the power plant. Back to the rocket. These guys have a ways to go on some of these things. Okay, let's see. Almost there. So this is the effective thrust. It needs another 10,000 kilometers, or it needs another 1,000 kilometers. So let's bump it up to 700. Might need more than 700. We might need like 750-ish. Mop that up when you get a chance. Unreachable build. That'll fix that. Okay, so now that they built this here, we can just build these there now. And once we build those, then we will remove 2 of these and build those there. Someone is... Okay, they're not scalding anymore. And just like that, no chlorine in the base. And then we can just repeat the process. And then it'll be paneled and you don't have to worry about it. We'll do the same thing here. This thing is still bouncing around. This thing is like... Maybe this is the puffed version of, like, rocking uncontrollably. Like, maybe he's got, like, night terrors or something, and he's like, oh god, I don't want to go to sleep. Rocket's got 700 kilograms. Is that good enough? It is! So 700 was the number. Didn't need to change it. Let's extend the gantry. We'll send Joseph Bailey back in. Make this priority 9. So, after... Okay, let's retract the gantry. Star map. So this one over here, you can see all the bubbles have been filled in. We got 50 research each. If you revisit a planet and scan it, I think you only get like 10 research. So going to new planets is obviously like way more time efficient. So that's what we're going to do. Now that, let me double check the rocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're going to get, 100, 200, 250 research. So let's do it. And there's all the steam. Very hot. Temporarily, though. I wanted to see, is this... Okay, I was wondering if it was going to burn the... I think our star map finished scanning as well. So it looks like we found a terrestrial planet. A planet with a walkable surface, though it does not possess the resources to sustain long-term life. So let's just continue scanning. Looks like we're like a little over halfway there. I'd say we're like 60-ish, 65% through. I think once that's done, we don't even need to use these telescopes anymore. But I'm going to do a lot of this stuff off-screen. Like, I'm not going to have you guys watch me maintain the base. But that's going to be the end of this episode. Like we're cranking along. Like I mainly want to have the episodes showing the main mechanics of the game that we're working on, like the heat shield I wanted to show you. We'll be decorating as well. We're also going to need more water. But let's check out, I believe we're going to be looking a lot better on decor. Yeah, look at the strong green glow. Like, we want to get as much of the base like this as possible. Won't always be possible, there'll just be too many things in the way, but we want to, and in areas that are really ugly, what we want to do is just try to keep them sealed up and contained so that people don't have to spend too much time in them or don't see them. Or in the case of this, like, building a wall that will contain more of the negative decor penalty. But yeah, I'll clean up the base more in between episodes so that we can focus on like the really interesting stuff, getting the rocket back. So when we do this, it'll be back in basically 2 days, and that should be enough. Actually, it might not be enough. We might need to launch some redundant missions in order to get the rest of the research done, just because like this one's a pretty advanced one, 400 and then 800. Then we'll move into these so that we can start actually bringing stuff home from the missions. And then also, you know, we'll have the petroleum engine. I want to skip the solid fuel thruster directly into the petroleum engine, just because we've got some. Where's our petroleum at? This is a decent amount of petroleum right here. Like, we could definitely do some rocket launches with that. The problem, though, is that it does need... What's this smooth hatch egg doing here? Looks like it fell off the conveyor belt or something. Anyways, that's that. I'll clean up some more in between episodes, then I'll record again. Like this video if it's entertaining. Subscribe for future Oxygen Not Included content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.